Okay. Good evening, all you BB gamers. This is your BB Gamer Byron, and today is November the 16th of Wednesday. And here's my brother, Ventus of the Wind.
Thank you. Yep.
And yeah, today's been a big roller coaster.
Long roller coaster for both of us.
Indeed.
We gotta apologize that we weren't able to keep up with some videos, but certain things have been keeping us from doing so. But here we are.
We're still managing to get videos up for you, and we're going to continue doing so probably tomorrow because
We've got some certain things that we need to get rid of before Friday comes around. So for right now, what we're going to do is get onto certain our usual topics and then a review of a certain game that just recently came out.
indeed.
So, but in any case, what topic did you want to talk about?
Well, of course, it has to deal with certain in review bombing of this game here, Sonic Frontiers. And from what I heard from a recent video from Review Tech USA about this donkey character review giving this bombing in negativity of how bad the game is.
Well,
But then all of a sudden, these people that pretend to follow him giving their own reviews saying it's bad and saying that it's unplayable, that it's worse than Sonic 06, which really grinds my gears and really pisses me off. People like that shouldn't make any comments if they haven't even played the game.
Okay, hold on for a second. Okay, I know Donkey because he's quite a intense reviewer, and I followed him a long time ago.
I'm not saying
no. Just let me go ahead and say this. I followed him. I see that some of his reviews are quite outrageous, and some of them can be a little bit
brutal,
yeah, some of the times, but they can be entertaining and quite informative as well. But in the case for Sonic Frontiers, he really bashed it too much. I mean, to a certain degree, I could probably guess that he's not really much of a Sonic fan. He just only played it in order to just get clicks out of it, and I'm pretty sure that his so-called followers are doing the same. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but make it to where it doesn't cause the trouble that it's causing right now because of all this review bombing that the game is getting. And I personally believe that he should at least own up to his mistakes. But I also heard that he's not taking any flack from everyone. He's keeping to his word, and he's just blaming the Sonic community for it.
I understand, but I can understand that much. But Donkey needs to understand that, sure, he's a very good YouTuber. I respect him for his opinions and all this other stuff. But me and you have been Sonic fans for ever since 1991, ever since the very first Sonic game came out. We've been following in all his adventures, playing all the games, even the infamous 06. We still like the game. I mean, it is janky and all that other stuff.
Yeah. Sonic 06 was kind of like the storyline was all over the place. The controls were all weird and all glitchy in certain places, but it was still entertaining to play. But of course, because of all of the bugs and all of the unplayable stuff within it, it really didn't appeal to us as much as like any of the other Sonic games before it. And since they started trying to build up Sonic from the ground up from the Sonic 06 debacle, everything just came up to a head up to when Sonic Frontiers came out.
I know. Well, it's not like I hate the 06 game. I still think it is doable unless they can make some fixes, which I heard that some people have been doing so, which re-breaking the game from the ground up.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
that aside, I think Donkey, you're a great YouTuber. But try to tone it down a bit. Otherwise, people will get the wrong idea, and then they'll start review bombing this game for negative feedback, and then it will be unplayable for anybody that wants to play it.
Same goes for me. I mean, being a follower of Donkey he is an amusing and quite informative
Yeah,
YouTuber when it comes to certain games, especially like to some games that he dislikes and doesn't like at all.
he makes
I
it funny.
Yeah, he makes it funny to a point, but I mean, when hearing about the Sonic Frontiers review from him, it really wasn't funny. It was pretty much just him bashing on the game and all that other stuff. But I was just going to have to leave it at that.
Yeah, well, that's all I have to say about it. Just try to tone it down with all this negativity with the game. But now let's get on to the real deal, which is, of course, Sonic Frontiers that came out like a week ago. And I hear from many people that, yeah, the game is a little bit buggy, it's a little bit unplayable, but all I could say is that the game runs pretty well, even if the pop-ups do tend to get in the way of things.
There's constant pop-ups. It's
Yeah,
more so of a training simulator. I don't know if you could turn it off or whatnot, but I mean it comes on every once in a while. But you just let it load and just hit a button to get out of this training simulator. But I mean it's a constant thing that happens in the game. And the Switch version in which we got here is
it's been hit hard. I mean, compared to the other versions of Sonic Frontiers, they say that the Switch is mediocre, to say the least.
it is mediocre because of course you got like the graphics in the game had been toned down to where it is
Kind of
able
like,
to you're able to play the game, but I mean everything else within it, I mean you
you
got
could barely see it.
pop-ups
Yeah,
basically. You can actually see the environment pop up in the background,
yeah,
but that doesn't deter us from like enjoying the game and playing it for what it is.
and not to mention portability.
Pretty much. I mean, you can just take it wherever you want to play it,
Look out!
oh, and yeah. But let's just get to the gameplay. The gameplay is quite something.
Yeah, the gameplay is what really sells it because Sonic is only he does fight, but we only do so with like running, spin dashing, and just jumping on enemies. But this is kind of like a major big thing because Sonic can actually punch, kick, do some aerials type of abilities like launching these enemies with the side loop ability, like how my brother is doing right now.
Yeah,
And
pretty much.
it's pretty fast paced, and it's, how should I put this? It's very good. Not to mention in the story too. I mean, some people have a little issue with the storyline and what it is, but I think if you're a very big Sonic fan, you can understand what is happening here.
Pretty much. The creator of the storyline, Ian Flynn, is actually one of the Sonic comic creators from way back when, and of course, well, you could tell that his work is in most of it because of the storyline.
And not to mention certain cameos from, or should I say, whenever Sonic mentions certain people.
Certain characters, actually. So
Mhm.
basically, he mentions characters like Tangle, uh,
Sticks.
Sticks, Cream, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah, but those characters aren't in the game, but they get acknowledged here. So basically, that means that, well,
we might be able to see them in future games. Honestly, if I were to say so myself. But like the storyline, I would say is pretty decent in my opinion, and all the way up until the end of the game, people may have a little bit of issues, but I think it suits the game pretty well in its own right.
basically the game itself it runs, I believe, close to like how what they put it like 46 to 60 frames per second on the Switch, but it's a little bit more higher on the
The PS5 and PS4 and
Xbox
Xbox One and the Xbox
Xbox Series
Series.
X. So basically, they run the game a little bit more faster and smoother. But as I said, or as my brother said, the Switch is much more portable and allows you to play the game anywhere you want, which is the reason why I have a Switch and why I like to play Sonic Frontiers on the go, especially when I'm over at work trying to, well, trying to beat the game, but I'm already on the second playthrough as I am in the desert area right here. And also, there's also the DLC that I got for it too.
Monster Hunter, honestly. I mean, it's pretty awesome that Sonic Frontiers is also being represented in Monster Hunter in a way. I think it suits it pretty well, and the thing that comes with it is it's pretty nice. There are other DLCs that are coming out soon. From what I hear, is Mega Man one.
Yeah, they're planning on some other stuff for Sonic to be wearing as well, but they won't have any impact on the story, so it's more of a cosmetic thing. But I pretty much like what's been going on. The gameplay is solid. The graphics could have been better on the Switch if they given a little bit more time to fix out all of the stuff, but it's still playable. Too. Yeah, and the story itself is pretty rock solid. I enjoyed it. The fighting with the Titans.
Oh yeah,
those are like the big things
that really saved the game from being a little bit downgraded.
Dull. Yeah, downgraded and dull because you get all the Chaos Emeralds in the areas that you're in, and then you transform into Supersonic, and you fight the Titans. That's basically what you have to do on each of the islands that you go through.
And those fights are pretty much epic.
Yeah, I got pretty much. So, in any case, for me, my score for Sonic Frontiers is 8 out of 10. As I mentioned before, there are certain bugs in here. Graphics kind of hit it a little bit hard, but I still like the portability of the Switch and able to take it wherever I want, so that way I could continue playing the game. And I enjoy the storyline. Everything from the characters, their interactions with one another, and what you learn from the environments in which you're in, you learn what happens here. So that's my take on Sonic Frontiers.
I would basically say the same thing. 8 out of 10. The story is great. You learn a lot more about the characters, their motivations, their desires, and other new characters and what they do, such as Sage. But like you said before, the graphics could use work. The pop ends are a little annoying, but what really makes it up for it is this. It's not only the stages themselves, the battle styles, but also the fights against the Titans that really sold it off for me.
Pretty much.
So all in all, I could say this Sonic game really revs it up for the new future for any Sonic games that might come before.
I have to say that if they do something like this for like another Sonic game, they could make it more open world. But I mean, they could always do like enclosed worlds, little zones that are exactly like this, in which Sonic can traverse and get through, and like they could mix it up with like how classic Sonic is. Certain zones, these big open areas to pass through, certain acts, and
fighting the
boss at the end, and all that other stuff, and probably getting the Chaos Emeralds or whatever. I mean, it all depends on how they will do on the next game, and that is something to look forward to. But yeah, this game is pretty much great for us, and
anyone that's a Sonic fan too.
Anybody who's a Sonic fan who would like this.
Yeah, and with the announcement of the Sonic, what was the show called? Sonic
Central?
Well, the show that's going to be on Netflix.
I believe it's well, I forget as well, but we're going to have to see that as soon as it comes out. So, it's been a while since I heard about that, but if anybody is
Oh,
interested,
it's called Sonic Prime. I
yeah,
recall
Sonic Prime.
because yeah, who knows? We might see some familiar faces. We might even get some cameos from hopefully the freedom fighters.
I
But
hope so because I want to be able to see if they will appear in that show, depending. But who knows? It's all up in the air. So, but in any case, that's about it from us, and we all hope that you guys are also enjoying the game as well. For those of you who have, and for those of you who haven't,
go ahead and
this
give this
is
a try.
yeah, give it a try. This game is awesome.
Yeah, and just for clarity's sake, the reason why I have these little plushies is, well, of course, the release date of Pokemon Violet and Scarlet that is coming out pretty soon, and well, I can't just keep my excitement from, having EVs.
Yes, from for what we're going to do tomorrow, we're going to do reviews,
On
a
past
review on
Pokemon.
past Pokemon games that up to right now for the Switch, which are we going to be doing? Pokemon,
Let's go EV and Pikachu. They're both the same.
yeah.
And
So
then we're also going to do the Sword and Shield and then Legends Arceus in one go before the big release of Scarlet and Violet.
so so be prepared to watch that tomorrow once we get it all set up. So, but in any case, if you guys have enjoyed the video so far, please leave a like and a comment down below, and also leave a comment as well. Also, jump into my channel, Ventus of the Wind. I'm going to try to do some stuff over there pretty soon with the certain box set that had came out, or a booster set that came out over on my channel. So please look forward to that.
Yeah, like my brother said, be sure to like and subscribe the video and leave comments to give your opinions on what kind of stuff you want us to do and what to improve. And I appreciate any feedback from anyone that watches these videos. So in other words, we'll see you tomorrow, and let's
We'll just wait and see how things go until the Pokemon game comes out.
yeah. See you later, BB gamers.